didn't tell me that.
It's on the agenda.
This will be a good one. So we express our gratitude on behalf of everyone present here today. Thank you for your generous blessings. We seek your wisdom as we explore ways to support our citizens. Please bless every individual who lives and works in our great city. Amen. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, as minutes show, we have a quorum of commissioners present. We'll start off with the approval of the minutes of the February 12, 2026 meeting. I have a motion to approve by Commissioner Murray, second by Commissioner Braden. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Murray?
Yes.
Commissioner Braden?
Yes.
Mayor Bell?
Yes.
Commissioner Merritt?
Yes.
Commissioner Kronborg?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Motion approved. Approval of the minutes of the February 26, 2026 caucus meeting. Motion to approve by second by Commissioner Merritt. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Kronborg?
Yes.
Commissioner Merritt?
Yes.
Mayor Bell?
Yes.
Commissioner Braden?
Yes.
Commissioner Murray?
Yes.
All right, so we have we have the guests.
Yes.
We're talking about the two signups.
Yeah, 3 times.
3 signups, okay. Okay, we'll start off with Ed Keeney. Yeah, just stand there in the middle, Ed. Face the camera, or face camera.
Here's mine.
Okay, I'm here to express a gratitude of thanks to a certain department of Taylor Mill. And my wife and I spent several months in Florida. I traveled back and forth so I could attend your meetings. But I want to say thank you to the police department. There is a vacation schedule list for people out there watching on the TV that you can fill out a vacation checklist to have the police come check your property. For 3+ months, the Taylor Mill policemen, and I got all their names and all the reports, and every time they were here to my house and so forth, 161 times in almost 4 months. And they did a great job. And Chief, thank you so very much. Please express to everybody thank you. But I have some real good training films. I have Ring cameras and I have regular cameras to do it. And you can't believe how many times they came up in the snow and walked around the property. One time it was pouring down rain. He parked his car, got out, walked around, checked all the doors, checked everything. I got a camera on every one of them, and he did a great job. So I'm here to say thank you, Taylor Mill Police Department. And anybody who's going to be out of town needs to fill out a vacation request form and get it to the police department, and they will take care of you. Thank you.
Bill to your house or to your Florida address?
Yeah.
That's good, and I agree with you 100%, Ed. That's a great service that you provide. Okay, Chris Quigley.
Yeah, so thank you for the time. I'm here to discuss a Wayman Branch Road renaming. I think it's on the agenda, and I don't know if that's now or talk about it now, but so I've lived on that section of Wayman Branch. What I'm talking about is the dead end, the old Wayman Branch, and it's sometimes named that in addresses. Other times it's Wayman Branch, which is part of why I'm up here. So I've lived on the property for 9 years. I owned a house on there, and my neighbor's here, Tom Franksman, will also speak, and I support the name change from Wayman Branch or Old Wayman Branch or whatever it is now to High Ridge Court, and I think that's going to greatly reduce confusion. I think about the Uber drivers, the FedExes, the Amazon deliveries that are going to the other side, which is actually a High Ridge subdivision, or down Wayman Branch somewhere, and it's just a constant struggle. And having some consistent name change that makes sense, and having the street sign up there, I think will eliminate that confusion. So.
Good. Thank you, Chris. All right, Tom Franksman.
Like Chris said, we're neighbors on Wayman Branch. I'm at 3331, the house on the corner of Wayman Branch, and High Ridge. So it's a little bit confusing, especially when I was building my house, like getting deliveries there and getting lumber and all that there. Where are you? I just told them, just turn on Wayman Branch, go to the stop sign, and it's a house being built on the right. So with that being said, Chris and I are in agreement. I think that High Ridge Court would be a fantastic name. And we don't have to do any house numbering or anything like that because the houses are actually incongruent now with High Ridge. They keep falling by 4, just like High Ridge does. It changes over to 3290 or something on the other corner. I'm 3331. Chris is 3335. He has some plans in the future to build another house next to him, which is 3338 it would be, I guess, or 3339, I guess, 3339. So I don't think that there's any issues with that. And we both think that that would be a great thing to have, especially with a stop sign and a street sign with a name on it. That would help a ton, knowing where we are. So thank you for your time, and thank you for your service. Yeah.
You look like a whole end.
Oh, yeah, you think so? A little bit. I get it honest.
So Tom built the new house right on the corner, and really nice house. And Chris, you're gonna build a new house, right, next door?
Yeah.
At some point?
That's at some point.
Or maybe Kevin quickly?
Yes, my father.
Okay, good.
So we have a High Ridge and a High Ridge Court.
Correct.
Just for informational purposes, I live on Robertson, which was split in half, so, and we did finally rename it East Robertson and Robertson. Having the same name, even though it's East and then there's Robertson, I've seen confusion because sometimes we need mutual aid from other agencies such as ambulance or fire, and they have confused in their rush to get there, East Robertson and Robertson. So I just want you to consider maybe just to give you the information, you guys, I mean, we want what the residents want. I'm just a little concerned in an emergency situation, we'll have High Ridge and High Ridge Court. And will everybody in their rush to get there to help distinguish between which is High Ridge and which is, you know what I mean?
There's only 2 houses, you can see the end of the street. I mean, from the stop sign, you can see the other end. It's not, I understand Robertson Road is a windy road.
It's just the confusion with the emergency vehicles. So I just wanted to give you that information. We'll name it. I assume we'll pretty well name it anything that you all are happy with. I just know with Robertson, we've had confusion with other cities coming in, trying to help.
So Chief, you have a comment on Rose's comments?
The only thing I would say about that, the High Ridge situation is a little unique, being that it's at the end of High Ridge, and the numbers are all congruent, so you really could even name it just High Ridge if you wanted. It would all kind of flow
That's true.
in that pattern.
Okay, so I guess we can take a vote on
I
that.
make a motion to name it High Ridge Court.
Motion by Commissioner Murray, second by Commissioner Merritt, roll call vote, please.
Wait a minute.
Yes, we've got legislation.
You gotta
We'll
read
read
it.
legislation, yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
We'll wait till legislation, yeah. We can do it now if you
Yeah,
want.
let's do it now.
All right. So, we have an ordinance enacting, let me get the right one. An ordinance, this is ordinance number 418-2026, first reading, an ordinance of the city of Taylor Mill in Kenton County, Kentucky, naming the newly created street at the intersection of Wayman Branch and Old Taylor Mill Road, which is the extension of High Ridge. We're gonna name it High Ridge.
Okay. Okay, now, we have
It's a first reading here. First reading.
first reading, that's right, we have to have 2 readings on that. Okay,
So we'll have our second reading, our next regular
that's
scheduled
right,
meeting to
you're
vote on
right,
it.
okay, so first reading and
Which is
then next,
signs.
so it won't be official until the next meeting, which would be in April.
So
And I
you can
think
stick around if you
everybody's
want
on
to.
board, aren't they?
Yeah.
Everybody's on board with that, right?
So I will say this about naming streets, we just went through this, to your point, Rose, and I agree with the things that you said. But people don't want their street names changed. Remember how we had to do the east-west thing to try to accommodate the residents. So it was kind of like, you know, it needed to be changed. I'll tell you, I just got a report from the election people, and guess what the address for Scott High School is? 5400 Old Taylor Mill Road. Now, that's been 10 years since Pride Park has been in place. So I wrote her a note, an email back saying, hey, you know, this has been a long time. You need to change this in your file. So what happens is they're not changing it, so.
Well, when they changed and we changed Robertson to East Robertson, somehow my mailing address went to East Robertson, and I was on Robertson.
No.
So, and I still get mail on East Robertson. I would hope 911 doesn't call me East Robertson. You know where I am.
This is all a GPS thing, and I think that the planning commission handles that, correct? Don't they change the,
I called the planning commission, and
Yeah.
they did straighten out a lot of that, but I'm still getting mail.
Yeah,
from
but if you
East
get on the
Robertson.
mailing list with that number,
Yeah,
that's gonna
that's
get
it.
shared and shared and shared.
yeah. So there are other issues like what you're discussing. I agree with that. But other than changing the name to something totally different, which
Right.
you probably didn't want, and your neighbors probably didn't want, right? I mean, seemed to be. All right, well, Tom, Chris, thank you you don't have to stay for the meeting if you don't like, but thanks for your comments.
Thank you for coming.
All right. So now, next thing on the agenda is Chief Lynch, you want to talk about your firefighter, Jonathan Baker, and then we'll read the municipal order after that.
All right, so this is Mr. Jonathan Baker. He's accompanied today with his family, and his mom Nancy is going to pin on his badge for him. Jonathan comes to us from Campbell County. He earned his paramedic certification from Gateway, and he made the dean's list at Gateway, demonstrating academic excellence. Additionally, he went through Area 7's firefighting school and got his fire certificates from there. Mr. Baker also enjoys riding his motorcycle and hiking in the woods. It's a little free time there. Despite his short tenure here, he's already exhibited some professionalism, enthusiasm, and skill development and training that we've had going on here. So with that, we will go ahead and pin the badge on it. I've already put the holes in there, so we should use assembly first. Firefighter paramedic Jonathan Baker. Walk around and shake everyone's hand.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Congratulations.
Now, have a motion to approve municipal order 176. Jack, you want to read it?
Yeah, municipal order of the city of Taylor, Mill, Kent County, Kentucky, appointing Jonathan Baker as full-time firefighter EMT in the fire department of the city of Taylor Mill. As a firefighter EMT in the Taylor Mill Fire Department, Jonathan Baker shall have all of the duties and responsibilities imposed upon him in that position by his superiors in the Taylor Mill Fire Department, subject to superior authority of the Taylor Mill City Commission.
All right.
First reading?
No, that's not municipal order.
Just a municipal order. We need to vote on that. By Commissioner Murray, second by Commissioner Brady. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Murray,
Yes.
Commissioner Braden,
Yeah.
Commissioner Merritt,
Yes.
Mayor Bell,
Yes.
Commissioner Kronborg.
Yes, and just for the record, we've kind of put the cart before the horse on that, we should have appointed before you got a badge.
Absolutely. Protocol is important. So, by the way, he's a full-time employee, just to note that.
Good. All right, thank you,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Welcome.
Okay. We hope we don't keep you too busy.
Okay, now we have the first reading of ordinance 416.
This is an ordinance of the city of Taylor, Mill, Kent County, Kentucky, granting an exception to the subdivision regulations and zoning code for sidewalks related to stage 2 development plan for 5433 Taylor Mill Road. Section 609 of the Taylor Mill zoning ordinance and zoning code allows the legislative body to make modification when certain restrictions or certain things within that code would be detrimental to the public interest. And in this particular case, the City Mill Taylor Commission has determined that a waiver of the sidewalk requirements of section 6.09 is needed due to the proposed modification or adjustment of not requiring sidewalks, which is more compatible with the character of the surrounding neighborhood than complying the requirement of having sidewalks, because there are no sidewalks adjoining this project on Taylor Road, and the city has no plans to build a sidewalk in this area, so it would be a sidewalk to nowhere.
That's the first reading.
Correct.
Ordinance 417, first reading, codification of ordinances.
Yeah, it's a bit of a housekeeping issue, so this is an ordinance enacting, adopting a supplement to the Code of Ordinances. If anyone goes online, American Legal is, I think, the only game in town for this that publishes ordinances online for cities throughout the country. And every so often, cities are required to basically post those ordinances online. So the supplement, the 2026 supplement, is what this is a first reading to, so it would be all ordinances that we have done since our last supplement, and I'm not sure when that was, Christie, but it was a while back, so this will now put all of those ordinances online.
Okay, that's the first reading as well. So now we're going to vote, or going to ask Jack to read a resolution 397.
It's a resolution of the City of Taylor Mill, Kentucky, authorizing the mayor to make an application for and upon arrival to enter into an agreement with the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security to execute any documents which are deemed necessary by the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security to facilitate and administer the project, and to act as the authorized correspondent for this project. Manny, do you want to give a little explanation of what the project is?
I'm going to default to the chief there.
All right, sorry.
So we are applying for a
That's enough.
grant through the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security for new patrol rifles for all of our officers. The rifles that we have been in use since I've been here, which is just over 17 years. And we need to update some of that stuff and get it. The grant that we're going to be applying for is it's roughly about $22,000 worth of that.
That's 100% grant.
That's correct, it is.
Motion
Motion.
by Commissioner, second by Commissioner Merritt. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Kronborg,
Yes.
Commissioner Merritt.
Yes.
Commissioner Murray,
Yes.
Commissioner Braden,
Yes.
Mayor Bell.
Yes. All right, moving on now to new business. Approval of the city co-sponsorship with the St. Elizabeth for a Veterans Senior Picnic and vote. Brian, you want to discuss this?
You want to talk about it? So basically, Commissioner Kronborg and I met with some representatives from St. E. and one of their volunteer organizations, and they've offered to work with us to put on a little event for seniors and for veterans here in the community. They basically bring in a bunch of volunteers and a medical staff to do a health fair. The city would provide the place, which I would recommend to be Pride Park, and it'd be a picnic, so we basically have hot dogs, hamburgers. I don't know, I'm estimating a budget around $750 to $1,000. If you guys approve this, I'll put that in our budget request for July, because it won't happen until next year anyway. But in order to get this organization started, we need to get your approval now.
I was approached by St. Elizabeth, Chris Ramdat, who is a big shot in the lab that I got to know when I worked there. And he brought this Ricardo Horn in to talk to us about this. And I think it's kind of a win-win for everybody, because volunteers are so hard to get anymore, they're almost impossible. We can do something for our residents, our veterans, our senior citizens for $750 to $1,000. It'd be a combination where we would combine with St. E's and get good PR. You know, often we hear that we don't do enough for our residents because we don't have the volunteers. I just heard that this past week, as a matter of fact. So I thought, well, this is one way that St. E's will supply the volunteers. We'll supply the place, they'll give the health fair, people come in and set up tents or booths, whatever. And we can supply some hot dogs and bottles of water or whatever, you know. I just think it'd be a good PR thing for the city to work with St. Elizabeth on it. So that's one thought.
Any other comments?
When do you think that would happen? In
We've already,
2027?
yeah, in September,
Of 2027?
2026.
Six,
Yes,
okay.
next fiscal year budget, I'm sorry.
Okay,
We set aside, because he got the book out for the community center, and September 19th was the day it was available, I think.
Was that the date? Because I got the dates wrong. So,
September 19th should be Saturday. And we set that,
yes.
we set that aside tentatively, and if you all don't want to do it, we can check that off there, but we wanted to reserve it because it was booking up pretty quick.
Hey, can you kind of tell me the purpose or the intent of the event? I don't really understand that.
Well, we're doing something for our senior citizens.
I know we're doing something, but what are we doing? Is it a marketing event or is it are they actually doing things for the seniors?
Well, we're going to have a health fair, they'll do different things for it, it's a way of us saying, thank you for your service, thank you to our senior citizens, it's just
Okay,
something
I
we're
just want to
doing.
make sure it's just not a marketing event. I want it to be for the seniors and for the veterans.
so are you asking if they're doing like minor health
Yeah,
screenings?
that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they should be doing.
Yeah, what are they
Check your
doing?
blood,
Yeah, blood pressure,
Blood pressure,
probably, whatever they do on
stuff like that.
on the fly like that.
that's what it's about, right?
Yeah,
So Mark, is this open to countywide? Or
we
just
can do
Taylor?
that, I mean, they would love for that to happen, but we're footing the bill for the picnic, so.
Yeah,
The advertisement's up to us, so if we advertise just on our website, I mean, it's gonna be, it'll be local,
We're not gonna tell anybody no. If
Yeah.
somebody comes in
Yeah,
from
just like-
another city, we're not gonna tell
just like a
them no.
band.
Well, we don't tell anybody no on our seniors group right now, they
Right.
come to.
Right.
And if you set a budget, if you set a budget for $750 and we ran out of $750 for the hot dogs, event's over. It's only a 2-hour
It's gonna
event
be
anyway.
2 hour event, it's a.
2 hours, is that
Is it
it?
from 12 to 2 or 12 to 2?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
What about drinks?
We'll do all
Water.
that.
Right,
That'd be
is that-
part of the
Is that what
70s.
you're thinking, water? Or
I
soft
would think
drinks?
so, I mean, it doesn't matter to me, but, if we supply the water, that's what most people,
Yeah. I'm just curious.
that's what us old people drink.
And then sure.
Well, based on the anybody else have any additional comments?
Huh?
You wanna make a motion to that?
I'll make a motion, we hold the veterans and seniors health fair here on Saturday, September 19th, combined with St. Elizabeth Healthcare.
Providing hot dogs and up to $750.
Yeah, just set the
Yeah.
budget.
I have a motion.
750 to 1,000, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Kronborg,
Yes.
Commissioner Murray,
Yes.
Mayor Bell.
Yes.
Commissioner Braden,
Yes.
Commissioner Merritt.
Yes.
Yeah. So Mark, I appreciate you doing it. I like events like this because I think it opens up our park and, it shows the best side of Taylor Mill. So I think that's a good idea.
Thank you.
All right, next under new business, banners for the 250th anniversary celebration, which we know is July 10th, correct? July 10th. That's the day, okay. Discussion,
I don't see it on
It's under new business.
there. On new business.
it's under new business. No discussion?
No,
I mean, we're just gonna advertise what we're doing, that's all. We have like
Are
banners,
you talking banners throughout, like, on the Gracie Knoll area out there or whatever, or you're not talking
yeah,
about?
stuff like that, yeah.
These telephone pole banners is what he's going to
Telephone
purchase.
pole banners.
Yes, yes, like we
So
have.
you're talking one on the Gracie Knoll and then?
No, the mayor's talking about the banners that we have on the light poles.
Okay.
How many are you talking about?
How many do you want, Mayor?
And do we know the
I
cost?
just Pride Parkway.
What's the cost of those banners? Because it's gonna be a one-time
Yeah.
Yeah.
cost on those banners.
We need to get the cost on those.
They're probably, the one flyer the mayor sent to me, about $125 a piece.
And how many are we talking?
We only have 8 poles up there.
So that's
About
almost
$1,000.
$1,000 for signs.
Is there any way you can make it so that they can be used again next year?
Not if they have 250 on them, no.
That's what I was wondering.
They're a one-time thing.
You could just, forget the 250, you could just have the flag or the banner flag type. You don't have to have a specific date, I would think. That way you could use them again, is what I'm trying to think of.
So this is not specific to the 250?
Well, it's part of it. because you're putting the flag up and you're recognizing that it's 4th of July week.
I think we have a lot of banners in the basement now.
Well, could we do most of them and make them neutral and then a couple with the 250s? Or is it more to change off?
I could do that. I could do them, majority of them just stars and stripes or something, and then a couple of
So
them
they
that have
could be
250,
reused the
so they're all
following year, and
reused.
then we would still have the.
Use them every
How
year.
do you guys feel
I
about
was just thinking of some way to celebrate
Yeah,
the anniversary. I like the idea of having a couple with 250 on it, and the rest of them we could use again.
right. I
And
don't
then
know
one
how-
big banner maybe for, like Mark said, on the knoll, celebrating our concert as well that we're having, so. Does that sound like we've got a consensus then? Rose?
That's in the ballpark.
I don't know that I'm crazy about spending $1,000 for them until I find out exactly what's in all the containers in the basement of Park Place that I know has tons of banners. I know previously there had been a lot of money spent on banners. Would it shock me that there's flag banners in there? No.
Jerry, what we got back there, you know?
We get, the only specialized ones we have besides holidays are the ones that they made up for, the 50th of the city, 2007. That's the only ones for the 50th of the city. So, I mean, other than that, they're just holiday banners.
Christine,
That's the time I know we've done anything
I haven't seen
special.
any of them were down there. So I don't think there's anything that.
No flags.
Not that I don't remember any either.
Yeah.
And the ones I have recently purchased, some are banners, but they're not specific to 4th of July, because I got them for there all summer.
Could we have like the 250 on the one on the knoll, and maybe one at the entrance, and the rest of them?
Well,
just-
those banners for our event will absolutely be 250.
Yeah.
And we customize those, we'll make those ourselves.
So,
Or-
but the rest of them just be, patriotic flag and all that. That could be used next year and the year after.
But, yeah, I think, like the American flag one, that'd be good, but if they're gonna charge us an extra setup for just, to set this up, the typo, typing or whatever, for just 2 banners, they charge us a couple,
Well, they're standard. They have
for
four.
250?
Yes. They're selling just banners that are plain with the flag, says 250 anniversary. It won't say Taylor Mill, won't say that, just say
Probably a lot of
250.
people buying them.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, we're just buy some regular flags and a couple of 250s.
I can do that.
All right, we got a consensus there? All right, so you know what the consensus is? We need to vote on that, I assume, to approve the
Please,
dollars,
yes.
right? To approve the money? Okay, so on Mark's motion, and second by Caroline, and roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Krumbuller,
Yes.
Commissioner Braden,
Yes.
Mayor Bell,
Yes.
Commissioner Murray,
Yes.
Commissioner Merritt.
All right, thank you for that. All right, move on.
Good vote.
Can
Sorry,
we,
Mr. Mayor, I
can we
thought,
shop that price? Can we shop the
I
price
always
for
shop.
those?
I always shop. I don't go to the same.
Have you
I
talked to Murray Promotions now?
can't.
They might give us a better deal.
Yeah. So do we have a price in that motion?
What
you
would
can
you
certainly
feel
add that if
comfortable
you
with?
like. You can say up to a certain amount.
What would you feel comfortable with?
8 banners, probably $1,000 is more
I
than
think-
enough to me.
I can do it with 1,000.
Okay. Okay. You wanna vote on it again? Redo the motion, redo the,
Well, we had a motion and we had a second on Mark's.
Get all ready.
Now we are changing that, so we
We
have
have to change it, then I need to rescind my emotion.
rescind your emotion.
Okay. Motion, my motion.
Your
Do we
motion.
have to vote on this since it's under 2,500?
We don't have to.
Don't
Well,
have
if
to,
you
but
wanna-
since you guys are making when you guys have to do money, I do like that.
Okay.
Okay, so we made a motion to rescind.
Yeah. And Dan, or Caroline
Second.
made the second. Are you gonna rescind your motion, your second?
Yes, I rescind.
All right, so we rescinded our previous motion. Now we're looking for a new motion, which includes $1,000, right?
Why don't
Yes.
you make that motion?
I'll make that motion that we buy banners for the light posts, if the cost is under $1,000 for all of them.
All right, second by Commissioner Brader. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Merritt,
Yes?
Commissioner Braden,
Yes.
Commissioner Murray,
Yes.
Mayor Bell,
Yes.
Commissioner Crabble.
Yes.
All right, moving on to department reports. City Administrator, John, what do you got? Anything significant?
Nothing additional that wasn't in the report, still working on budgets and slips, but that's gonna be brought up in a minute, so,
What is it?
slips.
All right, thank you for that. Engineering, Sean, you're on.
There we go.
Yeah, okay,
Give us that sidewalk out today.
So, I believe there was two parcels that we didn't have the easements for. One of them, it sounds like it was resolved just with an agreement from the city, just for parking. Parcel 14, I've tried to work with the state to get them to consider some design alternatives to avoid basically going to condemnation on this property. And I ended up not getting too far. Unfortunately, because of the KYTC design requirements, what we were proposing to do because of the grading would require a guardrail. And the minimum amount of guardrail that you can place along the state highway is 200 feet, which would require the whole property frontage and some of the neighbor to have guardrail placed along the roadside, which not only be a very, very high cost, it's a roadside hazard, and if that was your property, you wouldn't appreciate having it blocked off by a big metal guardrail. So, it's not really feasible to avoid, unfortunately, condemnation on this parcel. So, we'll have to work through that. I've tried like 2 weeks, but just didn't.
Well, we thought we had it.
Yeah, I thought that's what you said
Yeah.
last meeting.
Yeah, they were, I think at first glance, then they were like, yeah, that sounds good, then they started really digging into it, then they kept pulling out different design guidance, with manuals, and just couldn't get them to bend on any of it, unfortunately. So, I wish I had better news to share on that one, but, at least we know what we gotta do now.
So tell us again, where are we staying now? What do we have to do?
Basically, since we are not able to contact this one property owner, we've been trying for months, we have to go through condemnation.
Well,
Did
maybe,
you have any luck?
That's
maybe.
right, maybe.
Did you have any luck?
Well, it's only been the last 24 to 48 hours that I realized that we weren't going to be able to get around this individual. So Brian and I had a conversation in the last day or two, and I have reached out to his attorney on another matter. And actually, while we were sitting here tonight, his attorney reached out to me and said, yes, he is representing him on another matter. He'll discuss it with him. We might be able to work something out absent a condemnation. So we do have limited contact at this point.
Yeah, that'll be great, because that's the only piece of property, that's standing between us and going.
Yeah, so we will do whatever, anything reasonable to avoid a 12 to 18 month condemnation process. And I'm hopeful that once we have a conversation with him as an attorney, him and his attorney, that, something reasonable can happen. Because my understanding is, I guess it's the state that kind of came in at the last minute and said, hey, if you're gonna do that, we gotta put a guardrail up.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So that's not feasible.
No. Yeah, and honestly, the improvements to the property would make it actually, so we can mow it. There's a steep ditch there now, it would be flattened out, so he's getting paid to basically get free improvements, as
Yeah.
well as accordingly do drive.
I just think there needs to be an explanation, education on that. I think we'll be okay.
Did we figure out where that property's at? Property 14?
I don't know the address for sure, I just.
I can see that now.
Can you give us an idea where it's at?
Not off the top of my head. I wanna say it's 3606, but I'm not sure, so I'll have to.
36 would be,
That's
it
down,
couldn't be
it's
36.
down Bumble Hill.
No,
We're
Yeah.
5225.
maybe 40, I don't really know, I know there's a 6 in the number, but, I don't remember it right off.
I was
I can't
thinking,
either.
you said it's gotta be, there's a ditch running along right out here, isn't there?
It's not too far from here.
I would think it's probably right over here. There's a couple of big parcels that,
Yeah, some of those,
Unfortunately, that's not the only situation where we have this type of installation.
We have
The
to-
other owners already agreed.
Yeah.
So, this is just the one that has, I
Okay.
don't remember the exact number of the address.
Is that the address right there? 5306?
Yeah.
Is that the property? Is it?
Yes, sir.
So the address is 5306. It's in the report.
So it would be out the highway a little bit.
At least that's what's in there.
Yeah.
Then the next project, Vincent Drive, got some good news with that one. So SD1's secured all the storm drain easements. We received an updated geotechnical report that where we had to shift the lines to avoid being so close to the house, so we didn't know what, when we shifted the line, all the geotechnical data that we had with the old alignment wasn't as accurate as we wanted, so we have to get new ones, new borings. So we got that information. We're in the process of finalizing the plan as well as the cost share agreement. That cost share agreement, I believe, is scheduled to go to SD1's April board meeting. I know Brian started taking a stab at updating it. I need to review it with him.
Jim has it now.
Oh, Jim had it, okay.
Yep, he was working on the budget part of it.
Okay, so I'll get with him, hopefully we should have that finalized by the end of the week, but then that has to go in front of the SD1. Then, the last project is, the Mason Road stabilization, so we received the plans from UES. We started working with utilities. Originally Duke Energy said they own the poles, but came back and said they do not any longer, so apparently within the last year, they made some transfers, so they're not actually located in the area of the property, so it's either Spectrum or Alpha Fiber. Either way, whoever those pole owners are, there's 2 poles that will have to be relocated, because when they drill the wall, unfortunately, it's right beneath the overhead lines, so you have to move the overhead lines even temporarily while they do the drill shaft installation. Then they can move them back, or a lot of times they just move them permanently, but that's something that they're gonna have to work through and figure out a schedule before we go to bid on that one. Hopefully it's, generally if it's not electric, it's a little easier. I mean, it's just one less party involved, but usually whoever the pole owner moves first, then the person that's attached to that pole, like say if it's Spectrum owns the pole, they'll move, then Alta Fiber will come in a month or 2 later and move behind them. Then the pole will be clear. So, shouldn't be long, but, I just haven't got any schedule back from utilities yet.
So will the utility pole relocation slow down the project, or will they be able to get it done quicker so the project can advance?
We have to at least know their schedule, so even if we wanted to bid it now, we have to inform the contractor, like, hey, they're not gonna be clear until July, so even if we bid it in, say, April, that they're not expecting to get started right away, that we at least notify them that don't plan work until July or August. The pier walls go really quick, probably in a month's time, it could be, that installation will be complete, but then you have to address the road once the pier walls are in. So it can be addressed this summer.
So probably wouldn't hold up construction.
Just right now, not knowing their schedule, if the utilities weren't there, we would be bidding it this week, but, unfortunately, it work with that.
Okay.
Have we checked into emergency road funds for that?
No, and the reason why is because we're gonna apply for that for our Holds branch. So I guess that's his next.
Yeah, that's not on my report.
Oh, we haven't got it on your report yet?
That makes it still fresh.
Yeah. So you know about the slip on Holds branch?
Yes.
That is a higher priority than Mason Road, bar none. So we've actually filed that application, or at least it's now in their hands to finish it up. So as soon as they have the design for the repair, then it goes to MRA for hopefully funding.
Are we also applying for SD1 cost share?
We already asked, no ma'am.
They won't even do a cost share on that.
No, they do nothing with waters and creeks.
So we had a large,
Slip.
slip on Holmes Branch because of the water runoff. Because of the water runoff, which everyone's paying stormwater fees, but I guess the water runoff doesn't count. That's what caused the slip.
It's a little shocking when we learn that they're not participating in that cost. But Holmes Branch, unfortunately, this is not the first time. It probably won't be the last time it happens along the roadway. If you look up and down the creek, there's been areas where gabion baskets. In fact, this failure occurred right where a gabion basket installation was performed years ago by the county, apparently. That appears to be stable at the moment, but you never know.
So is there any way to prevent the rush of water off that development from just, I know that Jerry temporarily ditched it to keep as much water as you can off that, but I mean, what is the answer? We are going to have slips continuously on that, the more development that goes on up there.
I believe SD1 has done a study for this area because I think one of the previous slips before, and they found they needed a regional detention basin. I think over the years prior to the current zoning regulations, subdivisions were built, they didn't have proper water quantity controls. Then just over time, you have that increased runoff, then you have the shale that we're dealing with. In fact, you can see the layers of the shale exposed, and it's 5 feet, and it may erode another 5 feet over the next several years. So the previous installations on like gabion baskets have failed in some places, just because even though they were setting on solid ground, or what thought had been solid ground at one time, that shale has eroded out from underneath it, and the gabion baskets toppled over and failed. The only way that seems to be tried and true is the pier walls, which are very, very expensive. They run generally around $1,200 a linear foot, so it adds up.
What about the rails?
They don't really go in that deep, unfortunately. So, like I said, the shale is probably eroded 5 feet already. You can see it plain as day when you're in the creek. But without knowing how deep that shale layer is before it hits some like solid limestone, it will just continue to do the same thing. So it's not a full fix.
So this is just up from the previous slip.
Right, yes, sir, right.
We
right
fixed this. I
No,
forget
this was
how
no
many-
one. No, this was a county fix, not us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, gabion baskets, which appear to be intact at the
Okay.
moment. Well, at least it was last week. So hopefully.
Before the rain, huh?
Yeah, but the good news is a tree did fall over in the creek, and the root ball, the mass, is blocking where that gabion basket ends, so it's helping protect that. As long as that tree stays that way, we should be pretty good. But unfortunately, I mean, this, like I said, it's not to the whole branch.
Yeah. I just, I'm on Marshall Road every day, and there's quite a bit of railroad. What they put, metal
Mhm.
helping hold the road up.
I believe there are some areas where, well, you mentioned gabion baskets and pier walls. I think there was the railroad ties that are timber, rail
Right.
walls that are along that creek as well. It's just, over the years, it's just sort of been patched,
Yeah.
fixed as they went along. So this is just another segment of it. In fact, if you have to almost look at the creek with blinders on, because if you keep looking 100 yards downstream, you can see another one. And so it's like, well, I just want to go home now. So, but we are working through that. The application is at least started. Our geotechnical group is starting to dig in on cost options and providing more information. But we got a good start. The application, at least for the state assistance, is fairly easy. It's just a one-page document, so should go quick once we get all the information.
Any other questions? for-
I have a question. When will we be sending out our request for bids for our street program this year?
Well, if that was going to be Mason Road, then.
I'm talking about a regular paving.
The 2027 road.
Oh, the 2027? I need to follow up with the InfraHub team. I have not heard back from them since early February. They were supposed to give us some missing data. But once I have all their information, it should go relatively quick, because all the, at least the PCI numbers, the actual rating, road ratings, then we'll use that information and come up with a recommended plan. So that will go quick once I get all their final numbers.
What about streets from last year? Do you know what they will do them?
The
Roanoke
streets,
and,
no, well, Rigler, I believe, I think I heard the plants were opening in April 20th, maybe April 6th around here. I don't know how the plants are April 20th. So I would expect probably somewhere around Easter, probably that week after, I would imagine. We can expect to start to see some paving, but I can follow up with Rigler to get a firm date.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got those streets and also Manor Drive and
Right.
some of the others, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll follow up with Rigler.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick. Fire, Dan.
Let's see, for February, had a total of 67 calls, 47 EMS rescues, 20 fire department services. Mutual aid given, we had 1 to Fort Wright and 4 to Ryland. Mutual aid received, 2 from Covington, 2 from Fort Wright, and 1 from Ryland. What, you got the rest of it, Chief?
Sure can. Out of those, 26 of those calls were ALS, 21 were BLS, total of 27 hospital transports. We had 68 EMS training hours and 164 total fire training hours. Couple things, well, I had on here Jonathan Baker's hire, we already talked about that. We're starting inspections and pre-plans, so you'll see the guys out walking around businesses, taking pictures, measurements, that's the sort of pre-planning we're doing. Some of that stuff, but also hydrant testing will be starting in April. So you'll see them out flowing hydrants, that kind of stuff. So you may see a little bit of change when they do that. Sometimes you get some dirty water in the washing machine or whatever. That's normal, just, sorry.
So you'll notice us prior so that we put it out on Facebook and stuff, let people know that, hey,
We
in this
can.
area, yes,
Yeah.
please do.
We can start doing that, absolutely. Also too, April 18th, we're gonna start community CPR. We're gonna teach it right here in this room. We can do about 15 people, so there is a cost of $20 per CPR card. You can sign up by, there's an email address on the flyer that's on the city's webpage, and teach just bystander CPR, so hopefully you can save a life.
It's good. It's a good cause.
It's a very good thing.
Good,
Okay.
good.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, that's all I have, thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Legal counsel.
Nothing to report, Mayor.
Okay. Parks and Recreation.
Hopefully, it'll stop raining in time for the Easter egg hunt, which just is beginning to plan for right now. Not a lot of events since Christmas got canceled, and hopefully the Easter egg hunt will be its usual success. And then she's planned a shred event for May 9th. Christie, is there anything else you could think of?
I am seeking help of volunteers. The Easter egg hunt is a big undertaking, and so I sent out an email just asking for help and making contact. So if you're willing and able, I would ask for you to consider coming and helping me on the 28th at 9:30 a.m. And that's basically where we stake off the areas and then put out the eggs and the candy. And it's amazing how it takes an hour and a half, 2 hours to put out, and within 15 minutes, bam, it's over. But it is a fun event. It's fun to be around that atmosphere. So if you have any questions about the volunteer roles and jobs or whatever, there's something that everybody can do, so just give me a call, at the city. The shred event is on May the 9th, and it will be behind the Public Works building, and it's close to the recycling dumpster, so it won't be at Pride Park like it was last year. It's back to how it used to be. Again, we're limiting it to 6 boxes per resident or business. And again, the citywide yard sale, we have a date of May the 29th and 30th. It's different than what we've had in the past. It's no longer on the holiday weekend, which allows people to enjoy their family and get away and not have that pressure of a yard sale. So it'll be the following. So just kind of keep that in mind. That's all I have.
I do want to ask a question, and I was trying to think where we went with the park pathways. Did we try to get a grant for that?
Yes.
Have we
Haven't heard
back?
anything, no, have not heard anything from the Water Conservation Fund grant yet.
Right, 'cause the park is, I know the park is not at the top of the priority list when roads are falling down everywhere, but I think we need to, when we do the budget, to think about keeping up what we've got. So, just so everyone keeps that in mind, I'm looking at some possibilities too, but I haven't solidified anything. And there might be some things we can do that are not very costly, so. But I would like to keep the park up and useful. The actual monies that went toward the playground helped a lot, and the playground looks so much better to us. But there are a few other things like the pathways and some other things that might need some work. We also had some help in the past from the Boy Scouts, which was really great. They cleared areas for us, came in and cleared areas that were looking kind of nasty, but it's not something you can do with one person, you need a group. So that might be something to think about for volunteers as the weather gets warmer.
And you have a group from Taylor Mill Elementary that will be working with you for a butterfly garden.
Right.
So they just haven't set a date, so.
I think when we look at the budget, we've got different pots of money for different things. And park is actually one of the pots of money that I'm
It
not
is
sure
one
how
of
much
the-
put into it, but you know,
It is one of the plots, but Michael, we've looked at it in the past, and I did the assessment, it's been a couple of years ago now, but the monies went to Park Place, the electricity, the insurance. 20,000 was all that was left for the park at that time. And that's just really not enough for a park that size. So I'm gonna come up with some ideas, I'm sure it helps some other people do too, but there are some things we can do that don't cost much or that might require volunteer work, but we would like to keep the park up.
yeah, that's important. That's a big asset of ours. We can't let it go. Pot.
In your packets, along those lines, and there's a questionnaire that I've asked from all of you guys, basically saying, telling me what are your priorities, what are you wanting to emphasize in this budget, what do you want to de-emphasize in the budget, that kind of thing. So if you'll return that to me when you can, it'd be great.
So to Brian's credit, he went to Frankfurt and made the pitch for that grant, right?
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, Erlanger was there.
There were a lot of people there.
Well, I know, but Erlanger being our neighbor, so to speak,
So they were right in front of us.
pitching for their park.
Right.
So we at least are on the table.
Well, I think it helped that I went with Brian, but Brian was there and he was visible and they knew he was interested. That helps showing up. So I'm hoping we hear something good from that.
And those grants, by the way, are usually 50-50 match, just so you know. That's what our pavilion was 50-50, what we built out there, so. I don't know, what did you submit for?
2 pickleball courts and
The
repaving
trail.
all the trails.
Is that it, Caroline? or-
That's it.
Okay. Police, Mark.
Thank you. I don't really have any more than what's on the report here from Chief Mills, but I think Chief Mills has something he'd like to talk about.
So I sent out my annual report to all of you. Let me know if you have any questions about that. The next thing, we're putting together we have residents all over the city they're getting scammed out of money, and I'm not talking small amounts of money, I'm talking $50,000, $75,000. So we are putting together a scam and fraud class that we are going to host on April 27th. We're going to do it at Park Place. We just were able to solidify the date today, so we'll be sending out a lot more information as that comes, so that we can try to prevent some of this from happening. The only other thing that I wanted to bring up is several months ago, you guys may recall that you signed an agreement with the county for all of our opioid abatement funds to go to the county. As part of that, they have, that is paying for a police navigator or social worker. And we have one assigned to our agency through them with that partnership with the county and Kent County Police Department. Abby is phenomenal. She is at our office at least once a week, working with our officers, but she is working within the city every day. So just to give you some numbers from so far since January, she's got 15 active cases that she's working in conjunction with us. Of those cases, referrals have been made to elder care, education and job training, financial assistance has been given, generalized health care referrals have been given, and 5 referrals to psychotherapy have been facilitated through her. She is a great resource. She's doing a lot of good things for us, and we're able to get things to her that is beyond our scope. So the money is going to good use. We do have a social worker that's assigned to us in the county in that partnership. I know there's been some literature put out there that they're Kent County social workers, which is true, but they're doing that in partnership with many cities throughout the county, including and it's going to be it's already showing to be a big benefit.
Quick question, do the referrals come from you guys?
They can. So they are generated in a multiple of ways. The majority of them come from us. They, without getting all the boring details, they are set up to receive certain types of reports when our officers complete them, or certain calls for service that they follow up on, and then we can close particular calls out in a fashion that automatically warrants them a follow-up. So they are out and about. They are driving, making contact with people. They're fully identifiable. All of those things. So we're already seeing some big successes there with that funding.
So Chief, how many of those associates did the money allow us? I know we have one.
We have one that she is assigned to a couple of different agencies. I believe the county hired 4.
Four.
Of that, and that includes all of their stuff. So there, like I said, she's at our office at least once a week. We've given her access to our office, so she comes in, she sits down, she does her work from there, she follows up with our officers, makes contact with them. Our officers have all of our contact information. If we come across a situation that we need that assistance, even immediate assistance, we can give her a call, and it's been a great resource. That's it.
Okay, thank you. All right, Public Works, Mr. Mayor.
I let Jerry talk about it because he has been busy. Between the snow, the slips, the commission chamber.
Okay, well, last month, we had some snow out there, then there was potholes, but we did finish putting up basketball courts in the park. They were working on this fence in the back and order of the basketball court yesterday. Today, they were there, but I don't know how much they had that because they got rained on. And then we just did maintenance around the building, and fixed the fence behind our garage, and a few things. It was busy. Now we moved on to this month, in March, for county chamber, obviously. That's all I have.
The basketball goals look good.
Yeah, they look really good. Very nice. Anything else, Rose?
No.
All right, with that being said, the caucus meeting will be held on March 25th at 10 a.m. I'm assuming here, in here.
Yes.
Okay. And the next commission meeting is April 8th at 7 p.m.
But, can I make a quick comment?
Sure.
Residents, I know, have been curious about the water tower, what color it's gonna be painted and everything, so I just wanna give you an update. We did contact the water district about possibly putting our logo on or something like that. Their policy is, we paid to have it painted, which is about $10,000, roughly around $10,000. The problem is, then there's rent of $5,000 a month. $60,000 a year. So I just want the residents to understand that that is the cost of dictating what's gonna be on that water tower. Needless to say, I don't think anybody on commission wants to spend $60,000 a year rent on something that we pay to paint. But I just wanted the residents aware of that, because I know there's been discussion within the community about it.
The last I was told, Rose, it's gonna be painted white. That's what I was told, the mayor's group meeting.
So, you know, we're gonna put a flagpole at the corner of Pride Parkway and Taylor Mill. I mean, our money would be better spent putting a nice sign that says City of Taylor Mill there than spending
Yeah,
$5,000 a month in rent.
that's ridiculous.
I agree. That's already
Are we
set.
paying for the water in there too?
I'm sorry, what?
I said, are we paying for the water inside the tower too?
Oh, yeah, we are.
So I tell you, when that first was announced, we all thought the same thing.
Absolutely. I just wanted the residents to be aware of it.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those things, it's not our fault.
No.
All right, so a motion to adjourn by Commissioner Kromberg, second by Commissioner Merritt. All in favor, voice call vote.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Adjourn.
What's going on?
What's going on, Mark?
Where are we gonna go, Mark?